Alright guys, what's going on? So since last time we were trying to take the cover off of the block and we just took the head off of the engine and put it onto the desk there. So basically today we're just going to be taking apart the block and also the head, getting all the measurements we need, and just kind of going step by step what to take out, what to check for, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so what we're going to do with this is basically take everything out. So there's underneath what it looks like right now. So the first thing we're going to do is take out your spark plugs. Probably should have done it in the beginning before I started taking everything apart. That's why she's spitting. And these ones will be going back in, but just each one you pull out, just mark them. I already had marked them before because they were out once. Mark that I marked 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just if anything is wrong with them, they all basically look the same. So if one looks bad, that's why you want to mark it, so you kind of know which end's got something wrong with it, but they basically all look the same. So those will be tossed out. In the beginning there, you've seen that there are little numbers on each one, so I numbered each one where they were in proximity to the head. So basically from the back to the front, I just did 1 to 8. So you're gonna have 16 in total, 8 for exhaust and 8 for intake. Best way to get these out usually is with a magnet. Try and maybe use one that has a cover over it, or just try and find something to go in between so you're not scratching your shims. Like I said, I always try and use something that's proper for this. Usually there is a punch with a magnet on this, but I just want to get them off for now. Alright, so shortly after, I got 2 off for now, just to show you guys what's going on. So we got the top there. Spring comes out. Now on the top of this sits these little retainers. There's 2 in each one. Retainers, valve keepers, probably universal for each one, but just keep track of where each one goes. Keep everything together. That came out of 2, so I'll just put everything together that way. Nothing gets lost. Alright, so after you move the rest of these and set them all up with their proper buckets, you can move it along to what I kind of did here. It's a little cardboard cutout box. Alright guys, so I'm just finishing up. I had the last one to do. I'll just show you the way I was doing it. Now there is a proper tool you can order either off Amazon or somewhere, or look up your local parts store. I unfortunately could not find one. Nope. Yeah, so just goes to show you that this way is very impractical, and you can lose stuff if you're not careful. So that's the one there. They look like little U's. So they're gonna sit in top like that. So it looks like the same way as they did before they came out. So it's just like a little circle there. When they push up, they separate. So I'm just gonna take all my valves out. Looks a little cleaner than exhaust one would. So you can still see the ring looks a little clean there compared to the exhaust. A little bit dirtier, a lot more carbon buildup on it, obviously. Lots of crap on that. We're gonna lap these as well. So those are all out. So the next thing we'll be taking out is the actual valve seal. Get those 2 guys there. Firmly, but not too tight. You don't want to get it crushed on top of the spot it sits on. There you go. So there's the old one. Looks like crap. So those will all be replaced, of course, after the block comes back. And this gasket kit that I got for the top, those are the new guys. So those pretty nice guys are going to be going on the valves once it gets rebuilt. Everything is completely out of the head, just minus the valve seal. So we're just going to go ahead. All done. That's all those. There's the head, finished. Here we got the crank pulley to come off. I hooked up my breaker bar to it, 27 mil. Basically just use the engine hoist to my benefit here. So I put I probably shouldn't really do this. Put in the pry bar in between a few flywheel bolts, make sure they're actually tightened down, not just a couple threads. Don't want to bend anything. So I put that in there, and with enough force from this, it actually came free. Now this, you don't want to really try and bang it too much, but This thing has never been off, so I might have no choice but to at least pry a little bit. Look at that. You don't want to pull on an angle and just rip it out, because then you're going to hurt your pickup here. Jets are in there, pistons, caps, girdle, and here's the pickup for the oil. So we're just going to go ahead and tear that all down so we can make the block completely bare. There you go. So there's that guy there. So this is connected to the cap, so as soon as that's removed, the cap can basically come right off. This cap should now just... Oh, and there was a bolt that fell in there earlier. There we go. There. So just need a good pull. All right, so next we're gonna be taking out each bottom cap here of the piston. There's the cap. Get something soft, like the end of a hammer. Just kind of tap her out and see. That should come out. There we go. It's actually pretty damn big. I don't know, I've never done any of this before, so everything is very, very new to me. Ooh, wow. So you can see it's a little abrased there. So it's the rod bearing. These guys are all going to be replaced as well. The OEM ones, as well as the rods. You can see they have a little channel here, like a little lip, that has to go coinciding with that. Make sure you watch each one as well, where they're coming from. The rod has its own side here. Oops. So I'll have a 5 and a 3. Same with the cap, it'll have a 3 and a 5. It's hard to see, either way. That, make sure those line up. So it's got 3 and 3, 5 and 5. It's hard to see. So there's the second guy. Second's got a little bit of wear. So 2 is for piston 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you put them all back the right way. I really don't like turning it because there could be crap in there right now and it's just making a bigger mess, scraping it all together. 1 and 5. So there's number 1. So there it is. Yeah, 4. There's the 5. Oh. Just make sure, like I said, everything goes back on for now. Even if you're replacing it all, like me, bearings and all that, make sure it all just stays together. So there you go. There's your pistons out. All right, next we're gonna be taking out the crank here without any of the covers on, and then the other tensioner you saw. And these are the guides, the lower guides that we have here. So this one goes along with that tensioner. So that's how this guy works on that side. We're gonna take these off right now just to make sure we have everything out of it. It can get sent away. The rear main seal, we gotta take it off so we can pull the crank out of there. That should just come off like so. So the longest 2 should be at the top, or I guess bottom because engines are the way around, but that's how the bolts go. Here's our crank. We're just gonna nicely lift it up. Little side to side action. It should come right out. It's from Japan. So the last thing we can take out is these jets. There are 4 of them, 1 on each side. And then take out these bearings. We can send this thing away. You can see where the score marks are on the sides on each one. Doesn't look too good. So after going through all these, inspecting them, the last one definitely gonna set me back a little bit. Because that can't be there. Cracked hairline, whatever the hell you want to call that. It's going to add to the budget. So I'm not really sure what that's going to do. Might have to just get another block. More parts coming in, and the build will be coming soon with new parts.